What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Let's check the sound. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Yep, sound works good. Alright, guys, how's everybody's weekend going? I'll be off and on until about 8:50 or so. I'll be off and on until then, so. What's up, Mark? What's up, Illard? Good morning, guys. Oh, man. Oh, also, guys, if y'all want to check it out, we posted a sample class. This weekend on building a trade plan. And so, if anybody wants to go check that out, I'll post that link here as well. If you didn't see it already. And so yeah, here's one of our sample classes. Like I said, it's on building a trading plan. It's about 40 minutes long, but we posted it this weekend, so go check it out if you have time. But yeah, watching NCTY doesn't look terrible. CYCC, AXSM, AMD, CRON, CRON. Still, volume's a little bit low. Not the best volume. We got some volume, but it's not. The penny stocks definitely aren't running like they were 2 weeks ago. And so I'll be back in a little bit, in maybe five minutes or so. All right, guys, I'm back. How's everybody doing today? It's actually warm over here in Texas. It's not cold for once. Like I said, looking at NCTY here, NCTY gapping up. Is this just my chart? It's not showing me the previous day's closing price. Neither is this one. What? I gotta restart Thinkorswim, but I'm looking at NCTY. I don't know why it's not showing me the previous day's close. Time to restart it. Let's see if I can save this. There we go. Let's try restarting. All right. What's up, Chase? Good morning, man. Mark, Vice, Illard, DJ, Pat, Merck, AR, Bill, Roger. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. All right. Let's get Thinkorswim rolling here. What's up, Casey? What's up, man? DJ. Got out of NCTY too early. There we go. All right, I got my charts working again. I don't know what was wrong with it, but had to restart Thinkorswim to get it to roll again. But yeah, you can see NCTY closed at 252. It's at 419. That one looks interesting. CYCC, which I believe is a Chinese shipping stock. Maybe not. It's a pharmacy stock, actually. I'm thinking of CCCL. But then we got CGC gapping up a little bit here, CGC. We have AXSM here gapping up some. We got AMD moving a little bit here, although it's still technically gapping down with MU. We have NBEV gapping up a little bit with low volume. CRIS gapping up some, showing some type of movement here for CRIS, gapping up from 143 to 250 just about. ASNA gapping up a little bit, ASNA. We have AIMT, NK, we got GALT, FTR, we have, what is it, KNDI, one Mitch has been playing a lot. So we got a few stuff to watch, but the volume's definitely lower than it has been a little bit earlier. One that I'm definitely going to be watching, though, is just AMD. I know everybody always talks about how much I love AMD, but it's just one of those ones that has really decent volume right now that's kind of in my range. I know I can actually trade it, and it's starting to push up. It's starting to test that previous high of pre-market, and it just broke it, actually. So it's actually green on the day now, about 10 cents. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. But like I said, CYCC, CYCC, NCTY, AXSM, CGC, Cron, some of these other ones. And so let me know what's your favorite watch. What's everybody else's favorite watch today? What's up, Greg? You trading pre-market or only the open? Pre-market trading, I'm not, my broker doesn't allow me to trade in pre-market. And so just the open. Honestly, pre-market trading, it's not that I think that it's a worse form of trading. I just think that I think it's harder to predict to a certain extent. I think that it's harder to predict. And so with that said, I tend to like to attack the open a little bit more, but everybody's different and it's all subjective. We also have batch.com, MTCH. Not really moving too much there. So yeah, that's what I'm watching today. Not a ton of great movement here, but we got a few stuff to look at and keep an eye on. IRDM maybe as well. It's gapping up some. Alright, guys. So yeah, we can look up some news right now to really see what's going on. First one I'm going to look up is NCTY. What's up, Chris? Good morning, man. All right, so let's look at NCTY, see what's going on with it. We've had some mixed answers with regard to the float on NCTY. Different places are telling us different things here. Let's see what we're showing here for NCTY, which is this top stock right here, the one on the top chart. So NCTY is called the 9 Limited, and they said today that they signed a joint venture agreement with Faraday and Future Incorporated. That's basically a company that's incorporated and existing under the laws of California to establish a joint venture to manufacture, market, distribute, and sell electric cars in China. So they basically signed a joint venture agreement with Faraday and Future Incorporated. And it's gapping up to show it. We'll see where NCTY goes. We also have, what was the other one? CYCC, right? CYCC was the other one. We can look that one up. Although I see these all the time, and this one, it gapped up to $1.40, but it's already back down at $1.14, so it's effectively filled a lot of the gap already. So we can see what happens with this one as well, but all right, so basically what we're getting for CYCC, apparently this is some type of cancer drug. It stands for Cyclacel Pharma, and they said basically that a publication identified cyclin E as a key resistance pathway to breast cancer treated by the CDK4/6 inhibitors, and thereby amenable to treatment by CYC065. Basically positive data is what this sounds like. Or basically that a publication identified cyclin E as a key resistance pathway to breast cancer, I think is the main thing here. Which sounds positive for them. Kind of hard to understand, but sounds positive. Basically sounds like a magazine or some type of publication, recognized that what they are using is beneficial for the treatment of cancer, is basically what that sounds like. And so we'll see what happens with CYCC. Like I said, it went all the way up to $1.40. It's back down to $1.13 now. Effectively filled the gap some already. And we'll see where CYCC goes. Also looking at AXSM here. AXSM, it's gapping up from 13 to 14.27. We can look at this one too. It's the bottom chart. Not seeing anything going on for AXSM. Not seeing any really catalyst here. We also had AVYA. AVYA. This looks like it's some type of acquisition. It's gapping from 320s to 1710, so it looks like it's some type of acquisition. Let me look. Following media reports that the company is considering a large who are considering a leveraged buyout offer around $20 per share. And so yeah, it's a considering of a acquisition, basically a considering of a buyout, with a buyout offer of $20 a share. So that makes sense. That's why it's gapping up some. We'll see where that one goes as well. We also have CGC here. CGC gapping up from 44.38 to 45.35. We can look up CGC here as well. Cannabis stock, Cannabis Growth Company is the name of CGC. And they do have some news out right now. Alright, so basically CGC received a new Health Canada license in the Atlantic Canada, and that's going to basically boost the output and create jobs for the company. They also had that new $40 million production facility that's going to increase their output by more than 5,000 kilograms annually. And it's going to create more jobs specifically for CGC. And so we'll see where CGC goes here. Positive news. They basically received a new license that's going to allow them to increase production, is what that sounds like. And so we'll see where CGC goes. We also have CRON. Let's look at some of these ACB. We can look at AMD. I think AMD and the microchips probably had some type of good news here. No, maybe not. We can look at NVIDIA. No. We can look at MU. Nope. So yeah, I don't know why the microchips popped up, but they did. Yeah, SHIP. Looking at the other shipping stocks like TOPS, DRYS, those are shippers. What's the pre-market high on NCTY? It is $5.10, $5.10. Alright guys, so yeah, I mean that's basically it. I mean I'm not seeing too much else I really like. If you see something, let me know. But that's probably the better volume movers right now. We can look at gap downs. PTI gapping down some. Huge gap down for PTI, and PTI is a stock that I've traded a lot. The company said a 14-day study of their cystic fibrosis treatment did not show improvement. And so that's huge. Basically, PTI put out a release that said they did a 14-day study on their cystic fibrosis treatment and it didn't show improvement. And so, yeah, that's not the best news for PTI. And it's definitely showing it. I mean, it's gapping down from $4.07 to $1.75, so a big gap down here. We also have REPH, which is gapping down from 970s to 550s right now. Let's see where this one, what's going on with this one as well. All right, so they basically appointed somebody new to their board of directors. He brings over 15 years of finance and corporate governance experience to Recro's board. I don't know, it sounds positive, but for some reason it's gapping down some. Oh, it looks like this was down in after hours. The company announced that they received a second complete response letter from the FDA concerning its intravenous meloxicam treatment. And so they basically received a letter, which is a complete response letter from the FDA. And so that was bad news. And I guess they're probably putting out that other release to try to pump it up a little bit about their new board of directors guy. And so that's what it sounds like for REPH. We'll see what happens with that one. What's up, John Ennis? Good morning, man. GLTA. So yeah, we'll see what we get here. I mean, we got some movement. We got a little bit. Not a ton of these penny stocks are moving some, but we should get some type of action at the open. I also talked to Mitch. Mitch said he will be here, but it's going to be a little bit later, so we'll wait to see him in a few minutes. But yeah, what's everybody's main watch? I know some people said NCTY, AVYA. So we're getting a few different answers here, but I think CYCC, it may run up a little bit. I think it'll eventually come back down. NCTY looks a little bit more interesting to me. And like I said, I'm going to watch CGC and AXSM. But yeah, last week was not the best week for my trading. Let's look at my graph here after last week. I'm kind of scared to look at it. But for transparency reasons, we can look at my graph from last week and see how it went. Like I said, I was trying to scale up a little bit last week, and so it may be a little bit misleading of a chart. But regardless, I can still show you guys. Hold on one second. I'll put it up. Let me see. I'm sure it's going to be pretty ugly, but still worth a shot. Alright, so the last one I did was on the 21st. Sorry, I'm uploading my trades. There we go. But yeah, it's going to be a big drop in my chart. But like I said, for transparency reasons, we can look at it. Yeah, gross graph. Here's my chart from last week. Like I said, I'm trying to scale up a little bit, so it's a little bit misleading. I just had a bad week the first week I tried to scale up. It's still green in the last few months, but it's definitely taken a hit on Friday specifically. But yeah, it's just something I'll have to work on doing better. And yeah, I mean, when I scale up, it's going to be kind of a drastic move in the chart. If I do well the first week I scale up, then it's going to be a drastic move up. And if I do poorly the first week I scale up, then it's going to be a drastic move down. And unfortunately, it was just a drastic move down. Still reboundable, and just gotta. I think I really just have to commit to the bigger sizing in order to kind of even that chart out a little bit. It's still a green chart, but for sure gotta work on improving it. What's up, Cargo? Is seal volume still there? Let me look at it. Yeah, I mean, the volume looks okay still. Let's look at the daily chart. I think that's really where you're going to get the story of this one. Yeah, seal popped up a few weeks ago on the 8th. Came right back down, which is typical for most of these. Started to try to pop again, but like I think there's some support and resistance right around 350. I think 350 is a big level to watch, and so I'd look for 350. It's at 250 now, and so if it ever gets back up there, you know, but it'll probably run into some resistance here as well. I just think it's on the way down. I mean, most of the time these get popped up. A lot of times these penny stocks will get hyped up, and then they'll kind of slowly fade back down, and that's kind of what you see with Seal. All right, looking at SID, TCON, SUPV. Hey, appreciate the sub, Ren. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate all the new subs this weekend. We had Shirley, TYG, Erica. Appreciate all the new subs today, guys. Welcome. Appreciate it. We also have BBD here. BBD, BOX, GERN. We have TCON, which there's some movement there, but not a ton with most of these. Solo on the list as well. Solo's actually gapping down, and this is one that's been moving a lot the last few days. Solo, SOLO, gapping down from 446 to 390, so it's a pretty significant gap down, all things considered. You know, about a 50-cent gap down, so pretty big, all things considered. Let's look at the daily chart, and I mean, it made a little bit of a run in February, kind of quieted back down a little bit, came back down to 3, and then popped back up to 5. What did BPTH end up doing? Yeah, I mean BPTH probably ended up fading back down most of the way as well. Let's see. Yeah. And this is what you typically see with some of these parabolic movers. They're some of the best bets in trading in general. Meaning that a lot of times these parabolic movers just end up coming back down. And so if you can locate shorts on these early, or specifically what I really like to do, which is buy put options on some of these parabolic movers if they're available, you can really bank some money just riding these on the way down. And so we'll see what we get with that. CPLG. Yeah, I mean, a big drop for CPLG on Friday. All right. I'll be right back, guys. Give me like a minute or so. I'm going to go fix another cup of coffee. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. CRIS, maybe the only one at the open, only one holding VWAP at the moment. Let's look at it. Yeah, we'll see what this happens with this one. I mean, it's got a big range. It's got like about a dollar range or so, maybe a little bit more. And so it's got a big range overall in pre-market right now. Big gap up. Almost that $3 area looks interesting. That whole dollar of three. It's also the pre-market high at this point. And so if it can get over that, it may run. But I think that level looks interesting. See what else we have here. But yeah, like I said, aside from that, we're just not seeing too much action this morning. May start to be that springtime, summertime trading that we get a lot of the times. I mean, honestly though, last summer I did pretty well in trading. I actually started to do a little bit worse as the volatile times in the market got a little bit closer, and so hopefully I'll be able to work well this summer too. CYCC. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my biggest problem with CYCC at this point is that it didn't hold its gains. You know, it's starting to push up to test it. It's at 115 now, but it just didn't hold the gains that it made. And so I think with these, they have to hold the gains. Now, it could climb up to that pre-market high at 140, but by that point, that area is going to be a pretty strong resistance level, and it might be a little exhausted by the time it actually gets up to 140, so it may actually come back down and not actually make it. And so for that reason, I just trust it a little bit less. I see these all the time, and most of the time they stay pretty quiet, honestly, during the day, because not a lot of long traders are super confident that they're going to end up climbing all the way back up to break the pre-market high. But then not a lot of shorters are confident because there's just not that much room to profit. There's, your reward target would have to be at the previous day's close, which is much closer now. And so, it's just, I never really liked trading gaps that have basically, didn't hold the gains that they made. Those have always been a little sketchy to me, at least, but every trader's different. On Thinkorswim. So do you have a margin account on Thinkorswim, Nick? Hey, appreciate the sub, Mario. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the subscribe, bro. It just lets you know hard to borrow or easy to borrow. Okay. Yeah, I never. I was talking to Tiny. We have Tiny in our classes, and she doesn't have that much money, but she was trying to just short somewhere. Where could she short? And I just remember using Thinkorswim, and I remember that in order to have a margin account, you have to have like $2,000 just to request. It's not even to have a margin account on Thinkorswim. It's just to request and be able to request a margin account on Thinkorswim. You have to have like 2K in your account, and then they may not even approve you. And I think they like check your score and stuff like that. And so it's pretty difficult to get a margin account on Thinkorswim from what I've heard. But if anybody here has a margin account on Thinkorswim, let me know. I'm curious about the process. What's up, Outsiders? Good morning, man. What's up, Bill? Yeah, Bill, we didn't have class yesterday on Sunday. It was kind of a hectic day. I was doing a bunch of stuff, so we'll probably end up similar to like we did two weeks ago, maybe. We'll probably end up having 4 classes this week. We'll have one today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday instead. So you have, Greg. So what was that process like, man, of getting the margin account? You as well, Joel. So yeah, what was that process like? I guess I'm just trying to figure out how easy it was. How easy it was, because I've heard it's difficult. I used to have a Thinkorswim account, and now I never actually had over 2K in it. I think I deposited like 1,500, and I made a little bit of money, but I don't think I ever got up to 2K before I switched my money over to Ustock Trade, actually. But I just remember talking to the guy about it. Very easy. Both of you had over 2K in your account, though, correct? Right. I mean, that's probably what it's all about. I can't endorse that, though, Joel. or Greg. What's up, Sync? Amazon will go down to 1730s. How's Amazon been doing this year? I mean, Amazon's been climbing up the last few weeks. It's up pretty decent in the last few weeks, all things considered. The overall market today is down. Yeah, market down. Also had a red day on Friday. But yeah, the market's down some. All right, guys, we got about 10 minutes left. A little bit under 10, a little bit over 10 minutes. Yeah, I think AVYA was a potential buyout. It was a potential buyout. It wasn't a full blown buyout yet, but it was a offered buyout, a proposed buyout, and the target was $20. The offer was $20 a share, and so that's why you see it gap up close to 20. I mean, it never actually got up to 20, probably because it's just an offer. But you do see it move up to 1760. What's up, Cast? What's up, man? All right, guys, we got about 10 minutes left. 10 minutes. Let's do this. Did anybody watch the fights this weekend? Anybody watch those UFC fights this weekend? What's up, the best? Good morning, man. All right, we're trying to get Mitch in here. Let me get it, Mitch all rolled in here. Hold on one second, guys. All right. What's up, Jeff? Just wanting to learn how to start trading. Yeah, man, just take it slow, brother. Just take it slow, man. You know, I know it's very tempting to use real money, but you don't need to. Just take it slow. Learn about it first. It takes a long time to learn how to do well, and so just take it very slow. You don't want to rush it. If you rush it too much, you're going to end up getting discouraged and quitting. And so just take it slow. You don't have to use real money. I know you probably, the realest answer I can probably tell somebody that's looking to learn how to trade is that as a new trader, you're probably thinking of all these dreams that you can have of you paying your mortgage with trading and making all this money and, all this stuff. You're probably dreaming of all that stuff, right? You're not going to be able to do it as a new trader. It's going to take probably at least 6 months to be able to trade well. And if you try to use real money before that, you're going to lose it, most likely. You're most likely going to lose it if you try to use real money before that. That's the realest answer I can give you. And so you have all these dreams of paying your mortgage with trading. That's great. Don't use real money when you first get started because you almost guaranteed will lose it in trading. It's just kind of what happens. And so take it slow. Learn the patterns, learn setups, learn your trading style, and then go from there. But take it slow. Best advice I can give you. Right. It sounds bad. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from training. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. I'm just being honest. What's up, Stock? Nah, no stress, brother. No stress, man. You're good, bro. All right, guys. Well, we got a little bit over 5 minutes. A little bit over 5 minutes. Let's see. All right, we got Mitch here. What's up, brother? Yo, yo. I can see your face. Switch it. No coffee shop today, though, huh, bro? Yo, yo. Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on one second. Oh, man. All right. Let's see. Test. Say something.
Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on? How we doing? I'm gonna get them to try to take this music a little down, but I'll be right back. Just wanted to at least start streaming.
Okay. All right, guys. We got Mitch here. And we have a little bit less than 5 minutes. We got about 4 minutes, right? Let's do this. What's up, Connor? What's up, bro? All right, guys, let's get ready. Yeah, I'm looking at AVYA. We got Oh, sorry, bro. You were muted, man. I just unmuted you. I'm gonna try to turn you up a little bit. I was watching the last stream and you were a little low, so there you go. You should be good now. But yeah, Mitch basically said we're looking at some weak tech stocks. What do you see this morning, man? MU maybe?
Also, another stock, OSS.
OSS.
That's not tradable.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the cannabis stock, CRON. There's NCTY. There's CGC starting to fill the gap some, looking a little bit weak, so I'll watch CGC as well. AXSM maybe is gapping up there. We'll see where that one goes. AMD's moving some. It's gapping down technically, but it's moving some, so I'll keep an eye on AMD as well. And yeah, we got a few other stuff, but I'm just going to look and kind of observe. Volume's a little low today relative to kind of what we usually get with some of these penny stocks lately, so I just got to protect ourselves a little bit, I think, but we'll see what we get. All right, guys, we got about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Let's do it. All right, guys, we got about a minute and 20 seconds. But yeah, watching AMD, NCTY, AXSM, CGC, CRON, CRON, a few other stuff. We'll see what we get. That's rough, Mark. Yeah, man. I mean, I like options. Options are a very defined risk level. You have a very set and defined risk level with options. Like, that's the positive thing about it, is that, like I said, you just have a very set risk level. And so it's not that bad with options, but it all depends, you know.
All right. Looks like I got them to turn down the music here. So
Nice, bro.
I'm in this.
Here you go. I'll turn you up some then.
Yeah, now it shouldn't be that bad at all.
All right.
I can barely hear it, so.
All right. Main watch today, guys. What's your main watch? We got 30 seconds left. Let's do it.
Ooh, I'm gonna be watching AMRN as it's been pulling back the last couple of days. Also,
AMRN.
huge drops.
Nice.
Had the tendency of doing kind of VWAP rejections,
Right.
either quick fades or VWAP rejections.
Amen.
What's up with the Levi action?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Levi. And Levi's actually tradable. Here's the bell, guys. There it goes. All right, we got NCTY. Gonna watch AMD. Like I said, I've been trading AMD every few days. Get this active trader done here and out. Let me exit this position. Oh yeah, AMD doesn't let you actually sell or cover for on paper the first few minutes. All right, guys. NCTY big drop at the open. Big drop. Cron spiking up some. We got CGC not really moving much. Cron CRON spiking up some in the cannabis world though. The overall market is sideways for now. YNDX spiking up some. So we got IQ. IQ looks okay here. Like I said, I wish they would let me get out of this paper trade. I'll just hold it there. Luckily, it's just paper. We got CGC dropping. Looks interesting. Like I said, Cron spiked up. It's up to 1955 now. We got BILI spiking up. BILI. It's up to 1720. AMD spiking up some. AMD up to 2650 or so. NCTY dropping. Like I said, what did CYCC end up doing? Yeah, they finally filled me for my paper trade. Luckily, it was just paper though. CYCC is just kind of sitting there, low volume on at $1.08. So yeah, I'm watching CGC if it can drop a little bit more, drag the VWAP down a little bit for a possible fade. I'll also keep an eye on YNDX. I've been seeing that one, and it typically fades a decent amount. We can look at the moving average crossover play. And we did get one at the open this morning. It was wide over blue, so we got a nice spike after that. Kind of missed it, but it would have worked there, it seems. Yeah, I've noticed that. It just doesn't fill you the first 2 minutes, which is okay. That's fine. All right, so on CGC, we are getting a pullback to the VWAP here. But the VWAP's not low enough for me. It's too close to the high of the day. And so if it does tap that, a lot of times it's going to get rejected. We do have a nice spike. Look at NCTY just filling this gap here. Down to 330s on NCTY. But yeah, Cron looking strong. So is AMD. AMD and Cron. AMD and CRON both looking pretty strong here. We got MBEV that pulled back to the VWAP some as well. I'll be right back, guys.
All right, guys, looking around, looking at ACB here as it rejected that in the 895 area. LEVI with a nice down move there, guys. Missing that one right there.
All right, I'm back. All right, Robert says he's in TVIX here. Yeah, look at AMD though, guys. AMD looking pretty strong. CRON looking pretty strong as well. CRON and AMD both looking pretty strong here, all things considered. The overall market is up a little bit, but it's mostly sideways, to be honest.
Yeah, not really finding anything right now.
Yeah, and after last week, I just got to take it slow. I got to wait for good setups and good, good trades. All right, so with MU, we are getting a spike. Appreciate that call out, bro. Yeah, it looks like we had a red to green move on MU. So MU spiking up. Doesn't look terrible. Yeah, but it's interesting. I've been learning Python, the programming language. Maybe one day I'll be able to write some algorithmic programs for trading. Not have to watch over it. All right, CYCC starting to spike. CYCC it's up to $1.13. We got CGC that's right around the VWAP testing the high of the day. Looks like a possible red to green move on CGC if it can break here.
All right, looking at solo here, guys.
Solo.
Yep.
Few people saying AXSM spiked. Yeah, AXSM did spike. Appreciate the call out on that one as well. Look at AXSM, guys. Up to 1480s. 1490s. Some other people saying SEEL spiked as well. SEEL up to 276. Big move for all of these. The SPY, honestly, is what just happened, though, guys. Look at the SPY. Look at the overall market, basically. So the overall market is spiking up, and that's kind of what's dragging a lot of these up, I think. But the overall market just made a quick move, big move. It's up to 279s, testing 279.50 right now. So we'll see what we get, but the overall market is spiking up, and so that's what we get. Gonna be a little bit worse for shorts, but that's okay. Cron spiking up. So yeah, we're getting some follow through here with the overall market, I think. I have paper money with no delays, Reverence. I have Thinkorswim paper money with no delays. You basically just have to ask them for it. And I think they judge it based off of like if you have money in your account or if you've had money in your account before. But yeah, I basically just reached out to Thinkorswim, told them I wanted real-time paper, and they unlocked it for me. You got to sign a few contracts on their site as well, kind of confirming that you're not a professional trader. Yeah, so maybe so. I had live data before, Nick, but I actually had to request a separate thing for paper money. So like I've had live data for months now. I recently got live paper about 2 months ago, and so it was actually a separate request that I had to put in for live paper account. I mean, solo's dropping. It's just I'm not seeing too many fades right now. We got the red to green move.
I'm looking at solo, but I would need to get in. I got 406, 408.
Look at NBEB spiking up here. We're getting some longs. I might look for some VWAP bounces today. It's been a while since I've traded a VWAP bounce, but I know the strategy, fairly well. If I do trade a VWAP bounce today, it's probably going to be with a little bit smaller sizing though, just because.
Yeah, I'm looking at one right now, ACB.
Let's look at ACB here. I can look at AMD. AMD looking pretty strong here, all things considered, too. And if I do play it, it may just be a little bit more of a scalp. But AMD still spiking here. You said ACB? Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of them to look for now, for VWAP bounces.
I saw that nice red to green move.
On CGC?
At the open. Yeah, on ACB.
Well, all the cannabis stocks are doing it, so I think you could look at any of them, really. I think CGC, Cron, NBEV. IQ. So yeah, we'll see what we get. That's what I'm ultimately looking for, though, is some pullbacks here. Yeah, that is strange. Yeah, right. They should allow you if you're in the U.S. I don't know. That is strange. I'd call them too. All right, CGC. Looking interesting here. CGC looking interesting. And Solo, man. Solo breaking down. 380s.
I don't say it for no reason, John.
I know, man.
I'm telling you, I wanted to get in there. I had an order at 407 for 1,000 shares, risking off of 410. Would have been a great trade.
Yeah, I mean,
That hit on the daily. Look at the daily chart. Daily chart says it all.
it was a nice call out, bro. But don't stress it, man. Don't. What I mean is, like, don't beat yourself up over it.
It's fine. That one's too low volume for me to stress it.
Right. All right, so we're getting some pullbacks here. We got one with AMD. At this point, I'm just kind of looking to where we would take profit or where we would enter, where my risk reward would be for a lot of these. Specifically looking at CRON and AMD. CRON, let me see. Let me pull it up a different chart actually here. All right, so with CRON, I got to watch out because CGC is dropping, and I think CGC is actually the alpha stock. But if I get in at the VWAP at $20, which I actually like for CRON, I could set a risk. If my reward is 20.50 and I get in at 20, that's a 50-cent reward. And so let's see where I like that 1975 as your risk. So yeah, that's it. That's about a 25-cent risk, 50-cent reward for CRON. But like I said, if I do trade this one, it's going to be with small sizing. But I'm looking at the VWAP bounce right now on CRON. Entry of $20, risk of 1975, reward of 2050. I think is reasonable. And so that's what I'm looking at now. It all depends on specifically what CGC does, though, because CGC is the kind of the alpha stock right now. It's the one that actually had positive news. CGC, I can't remember what exactly happened. They had some type of I can't remember what happened with CGC, but some type of positive catalyst happened for them. And so I think CGC is probably one of the main ones to watch for the cannabis sector, just because it's the alpha stock that actually had a catalyst today. And I mean, AMD could do one as well here. Honestly, the moving averages are staying pretty far apart, which still confirms that, you know, that upward trend as long as they stay apart. Let's see, if you got in at 2660, you could use a risk level of maybe 2040 really, and then from 2060 up to 27. And so that's about yeah, it's about 20-cent risk, 40-cent reward for AMD. But honestly, the one thing that makes me not want to do it is that the SPY's pulling back, and more importantly, CGC is pulling back here. And so not only is the SPY pulling back, but CGC is pulling back here. And CGC, like I said, is in the same sector, and it's kind of the alpha cannabis stock right now. And so I don't trust it as much. You know, we'll see what we get, because CGC very easily could start cracking lows, breaking down big here. A beautiful VWAP bounce that we had today was on AXSM. That was a really nice one. But the SPY breaking down quickly here. The overall SPY, it's breaking down pretty fast now. This part on the right side is just paper. But yeah, my left side is real money. So the left side's real money. The right side is just paper. The right side really is just to test certain strategies. The left side is where I'd actually enter with these, though. All right, so yeah, CGC starting to crack the lows here. It's starting to test the lows at the very least. And there's the break. So CGC breaking down under lows here. Also looking at BILI, it doesn't look like a terrible VWAP bounce if we can get down to 1720. Spread's a little bad, but yeah, look at the SPY, guys. The SPY is dropping here. The SPY is dropping. You know, I had a really big run earlier today, and there goes Cron. I mean, it's a good setup, and the risk reward is there. But like I said, with CGC here breaking down like it is, I just don't trust it that much. I could just get in with 100 shares, but and honestly, Cron doesn't look that bad because really CGC might be a little extended on the downside. It might actually pull back some here. I have to adjust my risk reward a little bit to get a better entry with this one, though. Let's see. All right, there goes Cron. And yeah, like I said, CGC really breaking down here. I still don't mind Cron, though. I just got to be careful because Cron's breaking down and breaking lows. And that might drag. Or CGC's breaking down and breaking lows. Look at CGC here. And so, like I said, this is kind of the alpha stock right now. And I don't want to get caught in just a big follow through off of sympathy because CGC's dropping and then Cron's dropping. I'm just not trying to get caught in that. On the plus side, though, we can start looking at some fades here. But really, it's not even CGC. It's the overall market now. Look at the market. SPY pulled all the way back. Looked really strong at the open. Pulled all the way back to 278.70. And so it's testing lows now. CGC dropping. You know, so quickly kind of changed trends here for the overall market. So, I mean, like I said, the good news is that if it maintains this trend, we can start looking for some VWAP fades as opposed to VWAP bounces. But, yeah, kind of a good lesson on how a lot of stocks, most stocks actually follow the overall market. Seal dropping. I mean, I'm looking at a fade now for CGC. Like, really, I don't hate this fade if it, specifically if it pulls all the way back to 44.50. The VWAP would have to drop down to this much, though. But if the VWAP can drop down there, I don't hate it at this point for CGC. It just depends on what the overall market does. AMD cracking down here. I might have missed my moving average crossover play on yeah, I did. But I mean, I could still trade it, but I missed it. Just get a little tester trade here with the moving average crossover. Like I said, I was a little bit late, and so I'm probably a few cents away, but I could still test it and trade it. All right, so CGC continues to drop here. All right, so we did get a nice little drop here. I could take a little bit off, honestly. Ugh. Well, I forgot to click this auto send button. I'm sure we're gonna get a bounce here. That's fine. It's just a paper trade.
I just noticed I was muted. Hey guys, I'm trying a VWAP bounce here on ACB. And they're at 890, 891. This getting off the 80s.
ACB. Let me look. Yeah, we're getting a pullback on Cron, so you might get a move back on ACB. Let me pull it up. I'll just be careful with it. It could be a rejection here, too. It kind of looks like a VWAP rejection. Is your and I VWAP at a different spot?
Might be. Sometimes it is.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, Mitch is in this one, ACB. What's your entry?
Entry's 91.
All right, so his entry is right here. And you're long?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Time to be well bounce here. I had this feeling it was going to pull back below the 890s, try to rip through the 9 again. Let's see if it can get through that level again. Created this bottom there at 86. Don't want to see it by 85s now. Just want to see it tear up right back to the 9s.
I mean, Cron's starting to rip a little bit, and CGC maybe starting to pull back some, so that should effectively help you some, I think.
Yep. If it gets a boost right here through 9, I'll sell some shares here.
Here, while I'm waiting, I can throw you up here. Here's Mitch, guys, so you can see what Mitch is doing.
All right.
He's got to pull a...
This is that VWAP reject play. Let's see if they can get through here.
There's Mitch. Yeah, let me pull a... Alright, I can watch CGC here. Alright, I can pull you up while I'm waiting. And BEV just got a nice spike up too, so that should maybe help you a little bit. Yeah, AXSM had a nice VWAP bounce today. A really nice one. All right, CGC's at the level now where I don't mind considering it if it does pull back to that 4450 level. I don't hate it necessarily, and the SPY's bouncing back a little bit, so it should kind of drag some of yours up as well. Let's see if we can break that 96 level for you.
Nope.
All right, so like I said, I'm watching CGC now. The VWAP is at 4460, but it has that nice resistance at 4450 as well. So depending on how much CGC drops, I'll look for the fade if it does pull back up there. You know, it's down to 4390s now, so it might drag it down a little bit here. But if we get the bounce, I'll look for the fade. Yeah, I didn't. Blade, I did not start with $100. That would be very tough. I don't know if anybody can start with $100 and actually succeed. I mean, some people might claim they can, but it sounds pretty tough.
Having trouble getting over these levels right here. Might get washed out here.
Right. If you maybe on Robinhood, it's possible. I'm just saying for a large majority of brokers, it's going to be super tough to get it to build up any type of reasonable stack with $100. I mean, it's always you can always kind of lotto it where you kind of just randomly put it all on a stock, but I think that takes more luck than actual skill. You know. All right, so CGC is dropping now. The VWAP's down to 44.50.
I want to see these 85 hold and then turn around and get through that 9. It's going to give us that nice reward. We're going to hold to that 881 risk right now.
All right, so CGC is still dropping here. I'm gonna look for the pullback for a fade if it does actually pull back. There's also a few other ones that I might be interested in taking here, specifically IQ. IQ. The SPY is actually dropping here. It's down at 278.15, and so we got to look out for that. But yeah, I'm watching IQ and CGC here. See if we can get some type of movement.
All right, this is that bounce that we want to see strength come into this stock. So you want to see share size jump into it, big share size.
I mean, be quieter. I think it's more so people are just anxious to trade, and it's kind of like I said. It's a lot of times new traders will have this dream that within a few months, I'm going to be able to pay for my mortgage and pay for all this stuff with trading. And to be the buzzkill, it's almost guaranteed not going to be like that. It's usually going to take months and months and for most years to learn. And, whatever you deposit first, you're almost guaranteed to lose. And so, I actually don't think there's anything wrong with only depositing $100 because you're going to effectively lose less than you would if you deposited 1,000, but I get it. I understand. But, I think traders have to have the mindset that they're most likely going to lose whatever money that they put in, especially as a new trader. Calm down, bro. It'll be all right, man. Right. If anything, I think it's good. It's good for them to just learn. All right. I'm starting to get pretty interested in IQ, Mitch. So I'm gonna pull you down for a minute, brother. So here, just update us.
No stress. I'm just hanging in here.
All right. So two main ones I'm watching right now are IQ. and CGC. IQ, VWAP's at about 24. I could effectively use a risk of about 24.20 maybe. 24.20 doesn't seem too bad. So about a 20-cent risk in this trade from 24 down to 23.50. Just roughly 50-cent reward if I use a 23.50 level right here as my profit target. And so not bad. That's about, a little bit better than 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1 maybe. I could use this 20 level as my risk. Maybe 25 might be a little reasonable just to give it 2 to 1 exactly. So I actually like that a little bit better. We'll see here. Still looking at CGC. I'll still be interested in CGC if it does pull back here, but it's got to actually pull back some.
If we can get this next candle to open big green on ACB, we'll get an engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing candle, and we should get that strength back.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, paper trading's decent, but for like you said, it can give people a false sense of confidence. Uh, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with depositing a small amount of money and just learning. I think that that's a reasonable way to approach it, considering that most new traders are going to lose their account anyway, and so the less they put in, the less they're going to lose. I think that's understandable and reasonable to approach. All right, so IQ pulling up here. It's at 2370s now. Looking at 24 entry. Like I said, with a 23.25 risk. Still kind of thinking about CGC here, but we'll see what the overall SPA does. There you go. ACB pulling back up for you, huh? I know. I mean, but here's the thing: be quieter. Like everybody's different, man. Everybody's gonna approach the market differently. New traders specifically, I don't. I think most people are gonna approach it differently. Some are gonna want to deposit more money to get used to it, and some people are gonna want to deposit less. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer with that. I think that it's all subjective, and each person's different. All right, SPY pulling back some here. I don't know if IQ's necessarily going to get up there to the $24 level. Uh, Conditioning. Be quieter.
That name.
Right.
One that failed but didn't really give me the pattern was KNDI. KNDI, I had a feeling was also going to have a weak day. Traded that one on Friday.
Plus, be quieter. I have like 3 monitors, and so I can kind of look at everything and just watch everything. Mitch has got a better setup than I do. So IQ never actually got up there. Kind of a bummer that it never got up there. It was looking pretty good for a minute. Looks like my AMD paper trade is going okay.
Hey, you got a better setup than me right now.
What, for my AMD paper trade?
Nah, I'm on the laptop, so only one screen.
Oh, yeah.
One screen game.
Right. You're on that laptop life.
Yeah, man. The coffee shop.
Honestly, Swole, I had a bad week last week, man. Like I said, this is my graph, right? This is my graph. Look at it. I can make fun of myself with this graph. Like, look at this graph. This is my graph from last week. Look at this. And this is really like Friday was the worst part. Friday I lost like $90, so Friday was the worst part. I mean, it's still a green graph overall, but that is my graph, guys. So Friday was tough. Last week was tough. I'll just say that. Last week was tough. So don't feel bad, Swole. You'll bounce back, brother, is my point, man. You know, it happens. Every day's a new day in trading. Losses are inevitably going to happen, you know. And the P&L is the buy and sell fee taken out of it when it shows your profit or loss. What do you mean modify on what I just showed on my chart, on my graph?
You gotta learn to lose with grace.
Right. Yeah, that's the hardest part of trading.
Losing with grace.
Yeah, not in Thinkorswim, not in Tefts either. Tefts, I think, takes it out at the end of the day. All right, CGC maybe going to start climbing up here. That's really what I'm watching.
All right, ACB looking a lot better here.
Yeah, I'm seeing that one. It's starting to creep up here. I can throw you up for a minute.
Saw a lot of bidders step in there in the 85s. Tons of bids show up. It was like 300, 200. You see how the bids are stacking up right now?
Yep.
That's what you want to see, guys. That's called price level, price action right there. That's what you want to see. And then you want to see these wash out quickly through. If we can rip through these orders that are on the ass side, we're going to be able to rip through that 9. But I did see a lot of bidders just start stacking up at the support, and that's always a good sign. That's called bag buyers.
Let's see this move here. It's up to 96. All right, so CGC's trying to climb up here. At this point, at 440 is my entry. I could use I don't know. Trying to see where I could use my risk. Maybe 470 is my risk. It's got a big reward target of 90 cents. There you go. Up to 97 here for you, bro. Were you going to take profits?
Going to take 500 off at 9. And then look for the rest.
I think it'll at least touch 9.
Yeah, I think 9, 10 is capable also. And then the top is going to be that 916, 920 area. But it's going to depend on the volume that jumps in here through the 9. At least on the setup, and that the last 1, 2, 3 candles show that kind of signifying strength. Now we need to get over the intermediate short pattern, which started at 946. If we can get over that 898 mark, that's when we're going to see the volume jump in and rip through the 9.
Here you go. Just don't be too patient with it. Remember, it can always get rejected at 9. But you know what you're doing, man. Honestly, just watching it, I'm like, ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, what I wanted to do there is I wanted to set the limit at 9, but I didn't get the order out because it got rejected. Price too close now. So now I got to let it hit that 9, and then I'll sell on the market. Price action try to break us through 9. Not getting above there. All right, we might get a little pullback here.
Right, but Blade, like with Robinhood or Webull, it's not that bad. It's not. It's understandable on Robinhood or Webull because commissions are free, and that kind of gives traders can buy or sell one share, but it's real money, and so they can actually learn how to do it. And I think that's the important thing. Like they can actually buy and sell with real money, even if it's just one share, because their commissions are free. And I think that's where trading with $100 makes a little bit more sense. I'm not going to say it makes total sense, but it makes
All
more
right,
sense.
guys, I'm taking some profit right there as I'm seeing the price action slow down there. I'm gonna take 98s. Take 98s there.
Not bad.
I'll take that. Wanted nine. I wanted 9, but 2 cents is not gonna kill me. And now that I gotten some profit, $35 in the tank, just gonna let this trade work. See if it can get back up there to 9, 10.
Nice, brother. All right, I'm going to throw you down then and start
Yep.
watching for some stuff from me. All right, let me see.
Definitely.
Looking at CGC, I don't know if CGC. I might not even trade today. They're like, I'm waiting, but some of my stuff's just not following through, and so I'm just giving it that time. But who knows, man? Kron maybe looks like it would have been a good bounce. Called out Kron. I gotta take VWAP bounces more, man. I'm seeing them all the time. And does anybody remember me calling out Kron? Remember the levels? Look at these levels, man. I said this was my risk. This was my reward. Would have just hit my reward target.
Solo turned out to be a really nice one. Came back to the VWAP and rejected. Nice.
Solo, let me
Could
see.
have played that twice.
You rhyming in here, bro.
And then SQ looking good too. You want to look at one right now?
You're
It's a
rhyming.
bigger stock, but
You know you just rhymed both of those.
hey, you know it.
Rap star Mitch. Rap star Mitch.
That.
You could be the stock guru. You know, that could be your name. All right. Yeah, I mean, Thinkorswim, here, Cody. So one thing that might be able to help you, Cody said he's having problems with Thinkorswim. Just to say, though, I have problems with Thinkorswim as well. And so,
You and me both.
right, so Thinkorswim does lag sometimes, right? But if you want to devote more RAM and more of your CPU towards Thinkorswim so it'll run cleaner, in the sign-in screen, go to Settings or Setup, and then devote more RAM to Thinkorswim. It'll run a lot better. You can also go, like, just to show you, you can also go all the way to Setup at the top right, and you can go to Application Settings, and if you go to System, you can switch the delay. And so if you want it to not have to use so much RAM, you can go to Fast with a 1 second delay, and it'll be a little bit better on your computer.
Yeah, another tip is a lot of times computers are in power saving modes, and you really got to take that off. You got to go to your power settings on your computer and let your RAM pull as much energy as it needs.
Right. Hey,
Thing that a lot of traders don't even know about.
right, for sure. Hey, Neo Newell, man, you're the one that signed up for our classes, right? We still haven't seen you in our Discord, brother. I've been trying to get in touch with you, man. I sent you like 4 or 5 emails. No word, brother. So, Neo, send me an email, man. beginnertrading@gmail.com. You signed up for our classes. We haven't seen you, bro. We haven't seen you, man. I mean, I appreciate the support, but just reaching out to you, Neo.
All right, guys, gonna hold to the 90s here. Don't want it underneath 90s. If it goes underneath that, kind of start being back to that short pattern. Want it to curve back here through the 90s and get to that 9.
All right, I'm still kind of looking at IQ here. What kept me from throwing down on Kron? I know I saw it, brother. I'm kind of bummed out about it. But basically, the SPY. So basically with Kron, right? Out of the cannabis plays, CGC was kind of the alpha one. It had a real catalyst. And at the time, Kron was pulling back to the VWAP. The rest of the cannabis plays were just crashing down, like CGC, NBEV. Like a lot of them were just kind of crashing down. Plus, the market was falling. And so with that, I didn't want to... If the market's trending against me and the rest of the cannabis stocks are trending against me, then I don't want to risk taking a long when everything else is trending down. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing that stopped me. I don't think that was bad logic, but I did miss out on it. Like I said, maybe I misjudged the extension on them. That's possible as well. But that's basically why I didn't take it, if that makes sense.
How's that SQ doing? Did it make it back to the VWAP?
SQ? Let me see. SQ looks pretty.
Yeah, I know. I've been
missed that
watching
one.
it. Just like, I want you.
Squarespace. I could take a little bit off though of my paper trade with the VWAP bounce or the moving average cross. All right, so I took some off here. I'm holding 200 shares left on the VWAP crossover.
You guys, gonna watch it here. Might have to sell out the position. Needed to absorb the 89s. I'm not gonna let this become a loser, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I have the free version of Robinhood.
If I see any 87s roll through, I'm out.
Yeah, I could throw you up here. I'm still waiting on something. Kind of looking at
Literally
IQ, but
have my hand on the trigger to get out here, guys. Is it gonna bounce here? Are we gonna get our bounce here at 90?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it though. I mean, you protected yourself. Now you can kind of
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna make sure that this trade doesn't become a loser.
right.
Worst comes to worst, I'll break even on it. But I definitely think if it does bounce here, we'll get back to that 9. If not, I'll go ahead and I'll get out. And the trade will probably crash short.
There you go. Getting a little bit of volume back up there.
Another breakthrough the VWAP would be really nice. One of the key long kind of longs that a lot of long traders trade is a breakdown to the VWAP twice and then breaking on the bull side. The whole dollar will help us if it gets to that point.
Here, just update me. I'm gonna pull you down. Let me know. It's kind of. I can see it's kind of consolidating there. So just let me know. I'll throw you up.
Let you know.
All right, for sure. All right, guys. Well, yeah. What I was gonna say though is, if anybody's interested in using the same broker that Mitch and I do, you can check out TradeNet here. Let me see. You can see my coding notes here. I've been learning to code in Python. But anyways, if anybody's interested in using the same broker that Mitch and I do, you can check out TradeNet. The way it works is you pay for a package. It's not a deposit. You're actually paying for it. And right now, if you go through my link, you can get the intro package for $3.99, so 20% off. But with that $3.99 that you're paying for, it's not a deposit. You get 14,000 in buying power to trade with. So you get 14,000 to trade with, and there's a $700 max loss. And so you're essentially paying $400 to be able to lose $700. Most penny stocks are not tradable, but there's no PDT rule, so you can trade as much as you want. You don't have to follow the PDT rule on TradeNet because it's CFD trading, and anything that's tradable is shortable. And so it's not a bad deal, all things considered. I think it's good for new traders looking to learn how to trade. There's cheap commissions as well, so like if I use small sizing, if I use 300 shares or less, commissions are like $3 or $4 for a total round trip, and so pretty cheap, all things considered. And so, yeah, it's not a bad deal. You also get a free month of our classes if you do sign up to TradeNet through my link. And this is the broker that Mitch and I are using right now that we typically use every day. But even with the TradeNet package itself, you get TradeNet's course. It comes with the course as well. You get 4 weeks if you go through my link. You get a month of their trading chat room. And like I said, you also get a free month of our classes as well. And so if you're interested in checking that out, like I said, you're paying for a package. It's not a deposit, but you're paying $3.99 to have a max loss of $700. There is a profit split of 70-30, so you keep 70% of your profits and they keep 30, but it has to be profits. You have to be making over that 14K in buying power for them to take that from it. And so it's not a bad deal. Do your research, go check them out, and I'll post the link here if anybody is interested in that. Like I said, it's one of the ways we keep the stream free, and so if you're interested in checking that out, I'll post that link here, and you can go check out TradeNet.
How's that lovely SQ? Did it get to that VWAP?
It did, but it kind of slowly bounced back a little bit. It kind of slowly bounced back, and so it did.
Looking at the daily is looking weak on that stock. Gotta be careful here, guys. Don't want this stock to turn back down to 89s, 88s.
Oh, you're an ACB. Yeah, it's kind of sitting up there. I'm still waiting for some of these to pull back to the VWAP. CGC pulled back some, but Cron would have been perfect. Like if you look at Cron here, you can see it. It went right up to that 2050 profit target, which is why I made it my profit target when I was trying to document it, and then pulled right back down. So that would have been a nice exit. AMD paper trade's going all right. Neo, there you are, brother. Neo, man, did you email me? Neo, that was you that signed up for our packages, right? Email me, brother. I've been trying to get in touch with you. You still haven't joined our Discord. Neo Newell. Okay, cool. I mean, SQ is kind of back up there to the VWAP. It's kind of back up there. The only problem is it put in a higher low, right around 23 or 73.50. And so, I don't know.
I got you thinking.
Right. It doesn't look terrible. And a lot of times what you'll see with stuff like SQ is that you'll see it kind of consolidate within that range, right? Like I can draw out the range right now, but like a lot of times with SQ, like you have the VWAP at the top here and you'll see it kind of chop like this, right? Like look like this. You'll see it go back and forth, up and down in between that range between the VWAP and the low. And so you'll see it kind of chop back and forth like that. And so when it does that, you can kind of short it at the top, sell it at the bottom, and you see that a lot. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of, but who knows? Kind of going back and forth between the whole dollar and the half dollar. But yeah, we got any programmers in here? I've been learning Python, man, and it's fun. But man, it's difficult when you first get started. I know a little bit of C++, but I've been trying to learn Python so I can work on some web development and build my own apps, but it's tough. AMRN's back at the VWAP. Maybe a VWAP rejection there. Nice, Flavio. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm taking notes on it. Lately I've been learning objects, classes. The thing I probably have the most down is like loops, like while loops and stuff like that. Variables and while loops are easy. The hardest ones are like the hardest one is just learning the syntax, I guess. How long have I been going after Python? So I've been learning Python for about 2.5 months, off and on. I'm kind of busy, so whenever I have free time, I'll kind of learn more. I've been kind of attacking it pretty hard the last week, though. But I do have a little bit of experience in like C++, and so it's not the first coding language that I've learned a little bit in, but I wouldn't say I'm fluent with C++ at all. I've just learned the basics of programming in general, but I'm still basically it's going to still be a while before I can be effectively like a good programmer with any of them. Somebody told me that there could have been an easier one for me to learn than C++ and Python. They said there's some like learning languages that kind of build your base in programming that I probably should have learned first, but there goes Kron breaking the highs. I don't know if I'm going to get my move today. We'll see. I appreciate the sub, Patrick. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. As well as Warbird. Thanks, brother. Appreciate the subs, guys. Welcome. For the loops, study logic. What do you mean? I mean, I've been. What do you guys think? My daughter and I were playing. I don't know if you've ever heard of Code Combat. Code Combat. It's like a programming game where you learn to code. And my daughter and I were playing it. The only problem for me, at least, is like I don't know how much that's actually going to help me. I don't know if that's just going to be a distraction where I should be actually focusing more on learning than playing a game. And so it's fun to play and everything like that, but I feel like I would learn more just learning it in general. And like trying to write my own code, I think is probably where you learn the most. No, they don't. Um, they don't, Bo. They add the commissions at the end of the day. What do you mean, like code combat, Robert? Right. I mean, what do you think though? I guess my mind is like it's a game. I love it. Trust me, it's fun. My daughter and I play it. I teach her how to do it and like write your own program and that. But there you go, Mitch. It's pushing up for you, bro. Sorry, I'm starting to ramble about programming, but uh, I guess I feel bad playing Code Combat because I feel like my time could be better spent learning
So
something
kind of
else.
hang out.
There you go, up to 890s. Let's see it. Here, I'll throw you up. I'm still not seeing anything that I like right now.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I might add to this trade on a pullback.
Here's Mitch, guys. I'll throw him up while we're waiting. Spy's starting to pull back too. That should help yours some.
Break over the whole dollar is really what we need.
Right. No, no. Honestly, Robert, I appreciate it, but like I like talking coding, man. Um, but no. So like Boolean is basically like true false values. Uh, correct. Logic is basically like if, else, else if. Mechanics is that's a little hard. Syntax is basically like grammar for programming. But yeah, I've been teaching myself, and so it's not like it's been a little bit harder for me to do. There you
You
go.
gotta
There's
get it down packed, man. You gotta teach me.
code, bro.
Yeah,
Code,
man.
code is like learning a new language, bro.
It is, bro. It's no joke. I've always wanted to learn it, but it's no joke.
Honestly, it's intimidating, but like all code is it's just logic, right? Like they're saying here, like it's basically like it starts at the top, and then anything, at least in Python, anything that's within that action is going to be
Mm-hmm.
indented to the right, right? And then anything that's within that action is going to be indented to the right again. And then if you want to start over a completely new thing, then you go all the way back to the left, and it just starts at the top and goes in order. That's basically if people have trouble understanding, it's just directions that you're giving the computer that you put in order, and you like do certain things to explain it. It's hard to
Yeah.
explain a certain, but
I mean, honestly, one of my favorite classes I ever took in college was logic. I got a AA degree in philosophy, so part of that was taking a logic class, and
nice.
that was some pretty interesting. Probably the most interesting book I've ever read, at least.
Honestly, with code though, it's like I'd like to. I'm gonna get out here of just whatever. All right, there's I got out there for $40 gain. One paper for the VWAP crossover. The VWAP crossover's been working, man. But no, logic will come in handy. I'm looking for it to just. I'm looking for it to maybe one day build trading algorithms. Build my own algorithmic trades.
Exactly.
Like that's really what I want to do. I want to do that, and I want to build beginner trading an app. Like that's really the exact two reasons why I'm learning to code is so I can build an app, and I can learn to
And get to
program
the
trades.
point where we can code it and create our own app, and we can just use our strategies straight coded.
Right. Exactly. Not even have to sit here.
Starting to like it here. I wanted it to pull back to 93s, and then I was gonna add my 500 shares back. But since it's held there, I'm just gonna hold on, let this $9 break happen. Look for that 910 move. But you could add in this area. You bring your share size probably to 95s, but then you would have to hold break even on the rest.
CGC's starting to climb back up there. I like it right now. I like CGC right now because the VWAP's at 44.25, and 44.50 is 25 cents away. So like you have a very easy risk to calculate. Your risk is 25 cents. You could use 44.75 as your reward target. Get 2 to 1. You could use 43.50. Get 2.5 to 1. Or no, you could get 3 to 1 with 43.50. So you got a few options with it. The SPY's pulling back to the VWAP though. That should help you.
Looking good here for the $9 break. You know, one of the key things that you can take from this trade is even though how long it's been, I just been sticking around, holding to my risk point and my profit target. And that's really all you can do as a trader. You just come in every single day, trade your strategy, stick to your points, and let the rest work out.
Right. Follow your levels. That's all you can do.
That's it. That's all we can do as traders. And sometimes people try to make it much more difficult than what it really is. Find a strategy that works, execute that strategy,
Right.
and hold your emotions in check.
Exactly.
These are the keys to trading.
Alright, it doesn't look like I'm ever going to get a pullback to the VWAP. I'm going to pull you down here, brother, because IQ is getting awfully close to the VWAP. I'd like to calculate that risk reward. Let me see here. Try to hurry up here and actually get there. Alright, so the VWAP is at 23.90s. I could use 24.10 as my risk. That's 30 cents. I could use from 90 down to... Oh, that's 20 cents. Yeah. I could use 90 down to 50. That's 40 cents. I like that for IQ. It's just, it needs to actually get up there. Here's 83s. 84s.
Here should come that breakthrough. Let's see.
85, 86. All right, I'm going to take 100 shares of IQ here. I got in a little bit early because it does have some highs right here around 88s. And so if it got rejected here, I just wanted to be able to catch it a little bit earlier with my 100 shares. Just looking to ride it down from 80s down to 50s. So small risk of about $25, 25 cents, $25 is where my risk is. I could add another 100 here for IQ. But just taking it slow. It was a tough week last week. I'm just trying to get in something easy.
All right, there's a breaker 9. Let's see the volume jump in here, stack in here.
Who sounds like XXX Tentacion? I don't think I do. Maybe Mitch? All right, so we got IQ. It's up there to 2390. This was my original entry that I was giving myself here. And I like it because, I mean, you still have 20 cents of risk here up to, let me post it. I think it's a reasonable risk level right here. 2410 right there. It's a tight risk relative to the trade in general. Big reward, so not terrible. So if it gets rejected, it falls down. 84s.
All right, guys. Might look to add here at 96. 96 would be the add. At the VWAP, I'll add and I'll hold break even on the rest. 96, 97, somewhere in that area we can add. We're going to hold to a 94 break even.
I like that plan. Seems
If
reasonable.
I can get 897s though, I'm not going to push it for no reason, but it definitely, if it breaks 9 here, we know that breakout can happen. So there's nothing wrong with adding the share size, giving yourself a break even for the rest, and giving yourself a chance to make an extra $50.
Right. For sure.
As long as you know how to limit your risk and you can be confident in your abilities to stick to your levels, there's nothing wrong with adding size. There we go, clean break of 9. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to get those last little bit of shares that were absorbed there at 896. It actually hit it for a second. So we should have had our order out there. But that would have been a perfect add. A nice breakout there to 903, 904s. And as it got to 905, 908 here, you can go ahead and sell some shares because you added.
There you go. I'm just now noticing it broke.
Yeah, man. Looking for that 910.
Hey, brother. I hope it works out for you, man. Looks good.
Yep.
Let's see that spike. All right, so we got a little bit of a move for IQ here. Like I said, I still got a little bit of a ways to my risk. And if it gets stopped out, I'm $20 down. It's not the end of the world. I can handle a $20 loss. Starting to squeeze up. Maybe I'll give it 25, actually, is what I was actually thinking about doing. Oh, no, wait, 25.10. Let me see. I might have actually given myself the wrong risk. No, that's the right one. Okay.
Better see if we can get above this 906 area. 906 area is going to push it to 910s. You should be able to get some profit there.
Oh, no. Commissions are taken out at the end of the day, Bo, for TEFs. Vise, I think it's good when you first get started to just use one strategy and learn that strategy and master that strategy really well. I think one of the things new traders do wrong is that they try to trade too broad and they try to trade every setup under the sun. And I think it's probably a better idea to just learn to master one strategy first, get really good at that one strategy, and then once you know you have an edge in that strategy, move on to something else. That's kind of what Mitch and I do. Is I usually strictly attack the VWAP fade because I know I have an edge with that strategy. But it's all subjective. Everybody's different. You know, having one or two strategies to attack isn't a bad thing, I don't think. And so it just depends. You know, it just depends on
I think you got to build the skills on one side,
right.
then build the skills on the other, and then learn how you can combine and read the market on which way it's trending. Today I didn't see any VWAP fades really, so I went and I looked for a good long play, and that's how I was able to find ACB. If you can judge the market overall and attack strategies in that sense, that's where I'm learning is the next step in evolution and even my trading. So as long as it keeps building, what I've learned is if you can trade both sides, respect yourself when you see things on the short side, and then respect yourself when you see things on the long side. So that way you don't fight the trend.
Yeah, it's the next day from my experience, Bo, but it's probably best to ask them to be 100% sure. But commissions are usually showed up in your account the next day, right? At least for me, that's usually what it is.
Yeah, it shows up the next day. It calculates overnight when your positions close.
Right, that's what I thought it was. All right, so IQ sitting here testing here. We'll see if we get the breakdown. That's what I'm looking for. Still too early. Hopefully we get a breakdown. I'm watching the SPY. I think the SPY is going to play a big factor in whether this one breaks down or not. But it looks good at this point. We should get a drop now. But I think that's the big thing to watch. Appreciate the sub, Russ. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate all the new subscribes today. All right, we got CGC breaking down too. Doesn't look like I'm gonna ever get a pullback for that one to take this strategy.
All right. Looking to maybe add here as we get back to the 9. Order out there to add here at 898. So if it just sinks down wicks, I can get filled, get my nice average up, and then bounce this back up there to 906.
Oh, it is climbing back up for you. Let's see that break here for 905.
You see that $9 buy wouldn't have been that bad either. I've been trying to add, but always adding at the bottom, guys. You don't want to be adding at the top. You want to give yourself an ability to judge the pullback, get in at the support, and then take instant profits at the nearest resistance as you added sizing. Those are called momentum shares. And then you sell at the high of day for your maximum gain there.
Right. I mean, that's kind of why we like it, Vise. I mean, honestly, the VWAP fade hasn't been super effective for me in the last 2 weeks. That's one of the reasons why I'm down in size today, because last week was a tough week. The VWAP fade hasn't been working as much lately for me, at least. Most of the time when I've been seeing it, I've been getting kind of faked out and reversed on. And so just be careful. And just from my experience, though, I trade different stocks than a lot of other people. But, for that reason, like I said, I'm taking it a little bit slow today. Uh, I'm using a little bit smaller sizing than I have been last week because, again, whenever my strategy's not working and I feel like it's not working that well, I have to protect my account a little bit more. And so we're starting to get a squeeze up here. Like I said, I'm risking about $25 in this trade.
All right, guys, have an order to cover 300 shares here at 910 here as it approaches. Whenever you see the breakouts, that's when you want to put your limit order to sell.
All right, we're up to 06. I got to be really careful. This is right around my risk level. And I just got to be pretty careful here. I can let it test. I only have 100 shares. I can let it test. But really, I just got to stick to my plan. We'll see if it follows back down here. Hopefully we get some confirmation and my level holds, but when it gets this close, I got to just be prepared to exit if it does.
$908. Let's see if we can break through the 909s here. Get through that 910. Order out there to sell at 910 here.
There's 04s. Popped right back up to 06. 7s. 8s. Like I said, got to be really careful here. If it gets up to 24.11 or 24.12, I just got to jump out. Kind of tapped it. Maybe we'll get some confirmation in that level, but I gotta be very careful here. Also looking at the SPY, which is starting to kind of spike up a little bit. All right, it tapped my level, came right back down. Let's see if it holds.
909 there.
All right, I'm out. Yeah, I just broke my level. Unfortunately, it just didn't
All
work
right,
out.
guys, looking to sell some right here.
Here, I could
sell some right here.
Here, I could pull you up.
All right, guys, sold 300 there at 909. Couldn't get it on the ask. Let the order sit there for a little bit. Didn't get filled, so I filled it myself.
Nice work, brother.
Not bad. Now sitting up $89 there. As it breaks to that 8, 9, 10. Maybe should have waited a second and got my 9, 10. I'm now looking for that 916 with the top here and take a beautiful trade here for a nice 100-something gain.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, I took a loss. It was $30, but ultimately, I'm actually not that disappointed on it because I wanted to scale down with that one for a reason, and I'm glad I did because I did get stopped out. But yeah, less than $30 in losses. Been on a little bit of a slump this last week here. Like I said, man, it's kind of one of those things where, last week was actually my first losing week since January ended, since February started. Last week was my first losing week since then. And so I can kind of feel like slumps are going to happen. And they're one of the hardest things to deal with in trading. But I just have to understand that, like, this is normal. Like, I've been trading for years every day at the open. And this is typically what happens. A lot of times you'll get in slumps. And so I have to be able to recognize that, I think, and be a little bit more selective, specifically with VWAP fades. Because they just have not been working as well.
I mean, at the end, I think it's kind of like I was talking about earlier. You just have to find the trend. I think right now you might just be fighting trend. If there's anything that I've been learning more about the cycles of trading, because that's one thing that I like to focus on, is why do we have cycles? Why do they exist in trading? I think it mainly has to do when we get kind of blindsided by trend.
Right.
We start looking for our strategy so much that we lose sight of where the stock is actually trending. And that's really one of the major keys, because if you're fighting the trend, you're always going to get hurt in the long run. You're going to have that cycle where the trend or the herd actually moves the stock and you're fighting it. So that's really when I've seen that the VWAP fade doesn't work, when you're fighting the trend.
For sure. Well, I also think it has to do with, like, certain extension, right? So, like, if we look at IQ here, and, like, if I pull up IQ here and we look at the daily chart, I think I'm fighting the extension of it. So, like, if you look here on IQ, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days in a row, right? 4 red days in a row up till today. And so shorting it on today, when it's had so many red days in a row, probably wasn't the best idea. And that's something that I did the other day as well. And it's something I just have to learn from a little bit. Let me look at CGC. I've been talking about CGC all day, and it actually broke down with a triangle on CGC. So maybe I'll consider it, but probably not. I think I might just take my loss and be done for the day. People asking me what broker am I using. I'm using TradeNet's TEFs, same broker that Mitch is using. The way it works is you pay for a package, not a deposit. If you go through my link, you can get it for $3.99 for the intro package, which is the starting package. And with that, you get 14K in buying power. You get 14,000 in buying power to trade with. And then there's a $700 max loss. And so basically, if you go under 13,300, they close your account down. And there's a 70-30 split. So it's kind of like a prop firm is the best way I can describe it. But yeah, commissions are pretty cheap, and you can short anything that's tradable. And so if you want to check out the broker that I'm using, I'll post the link here.
All right, guys, if you can see my chart, this is why you go back and you find history. As you see, we're making our way to the resistance of 912. We need to make our way over this so we can get past this intermediate pattern that's right here that happened on Friday. If we can get above that, we'll make a move towards that 919, 920 area. That'll be the next resistance. And then once that cracks, the next move is to 940.
Definitely glad I got a IQ when I did. Let me make sure I'm out fully before I say that.
All right, guys, they're up to 916, the high of the day here.
Good.
Let's see if it breaks out. If not, I will be selling the rest because I need to go back to work, man.
Hey, brother, you're killing it with this trade though today, man. You know.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Mitch is Todd.
Once these 912s hold, get through that 916 area.
AMD's right up to the VWAP too. But now let's get that high of the daybreak for you, bro.
Yeah, if it drops down back to 12s, I might just get out and take 12s, but I'm looking for it to break out. Gotta get on out of here now. There's 917s.
There you go. Let's get up to. Let me look at this one a little bit for ACB. I think 23 is a good target as well. There's if you look at the chart, 23 and 20 have a lot of resistance there. But
All right,
honestly,
guys. I took my profit right there, guys. 18. I'll go ahead and I'll take that any day, guys.
Hey, bro.
$143 gain. Take it any time of the week. Good risk. Hold your key levels. Get your resistance. Maximize that gain, and that's how we do it, guys.
Nice trade, brother. Nice trade, brother. Good
Hope
work,
you guys
man.
enjoyed that. And I would always look back, kind of see my approach and how I'd stuck to the trade. That's really what helps. If you go ahead and you end the trade early, I could have very easily stopped out here at 87 when it came down to this area. I held to my original target or original risk, which was 81. That gave me the ability to stick through the consolidation and get back up here.
Nice work, brother.
All right, guys. You guys have a great day. Keep on trading. Keep on working hard on those skills.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. And with that said, I'll probably end up closing it down for today. Mitch had a great day. I lost $30, but it's a small loss overall. And, you know, like I said, I kind of took small sizing today because I haven't been doing so well this last week. You know, like I said, last week was my first losing week since February. Started since February 1st. And so I just got to be able to bounce back a little bit, take it slow until, you know, the fade starts working a little bit better. Like I said, tomorrow I'll probably start looking a little bit more for some VWAP bounces. It all depends though. So we might look for some VWAP bounces. I'm ultimately going to start being a little bit more selective until the market starts to trend in my favor with my kind of niche and trading, and we'll see what we get. But, also, guys, go check out Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas is cool enough to allow me to stream their scans every day. And so if you want to check out Trade Ideas, which is the scanners that I'm using, it's these middle scanners right here, go check out this link. Like I said, they make my morning much, much easier. Makes it super easy in the morning. It gives me a nice gaps. It gives me a nice gap list. Super relevant scanners, super customizable. You can customize your scans, build your own scans, high if the day breaks, low if the day breaks, stuff like that. And so they're really useful scanners. And so go check out the link I just posted if you want to check out Trade Ideas. And also, like I said, guys, Mitch and I, you know, Mitch and I teach 3 classes a week. We teach 3 live classes a week on a range of different subjects. Again, we're not experts or anything like that. We're not gurus. We're not trying to be experts and gurus. We're just teaching people what we've learned so far. And so we literally have over 55 hours of content in our library, over 55 hours of content, over 55 classes in our library on a range of different subjects. You can see understanding triangles, VWAP, back testing, setting up screens, trading support and resistance, understanding and trading gaps, understanding and trading ranges, following the market, scaling. And we just got tons of different classes here, just a bunch of different classes, guys. And that's just one section. We also have another one on risk reward that you can see. We got a bunch of classes on analyzing risk and reward as well. And we, like I said, we also have 3 live classes a week, and it's only $15 a month, and so it's pretty cheap, all things considered. $15 a month. And like this says, we try to be honest with people. Like, we're not gurus, cannot guarantee you'll make money trading. Our goal is to offer our members a cheap option instead of $1,000 course, instead of $1,000 courses. If you're a new trader, we're happy to help. And it's only $15 a month. You get 3 live classes a week plus over 55 hours of content and classes. And so actual days of classes. And so if you want more information about that, I'll post the link here as well. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. I appreciate that, Connor. Right, for sure. And some of our members even post classes on what they're doing. So it's like, the way I kind of describe it, it's like a crowdsourced day trading thing where we're all talking about the different strategies we using, going over classes, talking about how we approach certain things. So it's kind of like a crowdsourced community. And so go check it out. Like I said, it's $15 a month, and so it's super cheap. And yeah, we hope you guys can join us back again tomorrow. Appreciate all the new subs today, guys. Appreciate all the new subs. And yeah, good luck, guys. I'll post the promo video, and then we'll close it down. All right, guys, that's it. Also, guys, go check out. We actually posted another sample class this weekend. If you guys didn't see it, so we did post another sample class this weekend. And so if you want to see what some of our classes are like, I'll post a few of them here. We have our latest one here, which is on building a trading plan. This one's on building a trading plan for beginners, and so basically how beginners build trading plans and how to build, kind of plan out your trade beforehand. I'll post that here as well if you want to go check that out. We just posted it this weekend. And then we also have another one, which is kind of my favorite one, on gaps in trading. And so, I'll post the other one on gaps in trading for you to go check out. But yeah, all of our classes are about an hour long. We hold 3 new ones each week, but then, our members get access to the backlog of other classes that we have, which, like I said, at this point is like 55, maybe 60, closer to 60 live or back previous library classes. And so there's building a trading plan. Here's gaps and trading, and you can go check that out here as well. And so, yeah, guys, that's it for this one. So good luck. We'll see you all a little bit later. And, yeah, like I said, good luck in the markets, guys. We'll see you all later.